How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and I'm going to be doing another much requested video, and it's going to be on SNDL Sundial growers. We have talked about it on the channel already, but what I want to go over is what you should be prepared for come Tuesday in regards to entry points, exit point, price actions, and the volatility and so forth. I'm going to be covering it in a technical analysis for you guys. Also want to throw in a disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor and this isn't financial advice. So just know when you do invest, you're doing it at your own risk. So what I'm going to be doing in the technical analysis, I'm going to be breaking things down. We're going to be looking at the history because again, we've seen quite the surge in the cannabis market overall in general. And again, I just know that this has been heavily requested. I've been getting a lot of messages about it and I want to share my thoughts with you guys. So I hope you guys like it and I'll be talking to you guys afterwards. Analysis on Sundial growers. If you're looking to actually get into this play tomorrow, which is Tuesday, then you want to know the right entry points as well as the exit points. You also want to know where the support areas are and the resistance areas. So again, you'll be able to stomach the volatility and not be too concerned or too nervous in regards to the overall price action. All right. So as you can see all the way, we're going to start over here from February the 8th. Sundial growers was at $1.14, right, in this teen area and was consolidating for quite a while. And this was all the way back, as you can see. Look at that. So that's consolidation, right? So that shows that this is a support area. So now, if we move forward, it rises up a little bit. We have another support area at $1.26, right? And then we move on. Let's go to the February the 9th. We have some upward movement, right? Like I said, last week was a really good time for the cannabis sector. So we have some movement here. And then what do we have here? We see some consolidation, right? So what does that tell us? That's a support area, right? And this is at $1.64. And since it's maintaining the support area and continuing to go up, this brings in more momentum. So as you can see here, going up into market open on February the 10th, it hits a high. And then we have some sell-offs, which are normal first thing in the morning. People are taking profits. And then right here, we have a big sell-off, right? So this is where we're at $2.47 and then get down here to $2.04. But again, it recovers very, very quickly and gets back to support. Why? Because look at that support area right there. There's a lot of support at $2.28, right? Even when we see this low right here, you know it's a good time to buy because if we go down here, we can see the RSI is at around 38. So we know for RSI indicator, if it's 30 and below or in that 30 area, that means it's oversold. So that's a good time to actually get in. If it's 70 or above, or close to 70, then we know that it's overbought. So you got to pay up a lot more. You're not getting as much value. Let's move on. So as we can see, it started moving up. And I remember this because there was some news I was saying like, yeah, you know what? The cannabis industry talking about legislations, the Biden administration started heating up a lot. And then one of the CEOs, I think it was for CGC, who was pretty much saying like, yeah, you know what, definitely could see us making a big movement in 2021 in the United States. So that's when we started having a run up. So as you can see here from this low that we have here at $2.05, we move up all the way here to market close on the 10th to $3.01. And of course into after hours, again, there's more FOMO kicking and a lot more people are getting in. We have a sell-off here. But again, the next day, look how we just gap up. And upon this gap up, we still have some more FOMO. There's still a lot of people buying in because they're saying, hey, this is big news. It's going to go even further. And that's exactly what was happening. So at 4 o'clock in the morning, we had the run-ups. We had some dips. You know, of course, people waking up in the morning. Also, institutions taking profits and so forth. And then we can see right here in pre-market, that's where we hit that high of $4.87. And this was approximately around 745 to 740, right? And it stayed there for a little bit. But of course, when it reached this high, we got to look at it. This is in the span of 1 week. So all the way from February the 8th, all the way to February the 11th, this stock, look at the price, $1.13 to $4.87. So literally, you're up big time, well over 300%. And this is part of the reasons a lot of people ask me, should I have been taking profits? Damn right. Damn right you should have been taking some profits right at this point. I remember a gentleman was asking me like, hey, I was in SNDL, right? And I got in, and this is like in the cent category. So I'm talking about, like, he said he was in there around 30, 40 cents. So I'm like, at 30, 40 cents and the stock pops to 487, you got to take some profits, man. Like I said, you can't be greedy about it. But again, if you have a long-term outlook on it, then by all means, that's a good cost basis to have if you're in the 40 cent area. So of course we have this sell-off right here, and it gets very, very ugly. Because as you can see at February the 11th, that dip in the morning, it got down to $2.75. And this is another thing we need to understand when it comes to these cannabis stocks. There's a lot of hype, there's a lot of momentum, there's a lot of volume, a lot of people are trading, there's a lot of FOMO. When that wears off a little bit or things cool down, it tends to drop very, very hard. So even if you saw this price at 487, this is part of the reason why I say you should have a stop loss. A stop loss, let's say if you put your stop loss at 450, right? At least you would have been able to collect a lot of profit. Now, if you would have waited, right? Look what would have happened. There's a good chance you would have got nervous and panicked because it went down so far. You probably wouldn't have got out until the 280 area when you could have got out in the $4 area, right? That's what I'm trying to show you guys. But anyways, so we have this dip, and then it goes down even further to $2.18, right? So this is where, again, you got to be thinking long-term if you're going to continue to hold this stock at these levels. Because now look what happens. Yes, we got a sharp move up because, again, it went down a lot. So a rebound, that's normal. That's going to happen. People are going to be buying up. As you can see from the RSI right here, we're around 36. Again, people are just like, hey, you know what? I'm going to get in because, hey, this stock was literally running up before, right? Also, we need to look at our support areas. So we see right here, we have some support in that area, right? If we go back, there's support. If we go down even further, we have a little bit of support there at $2.23. So that's why these particular areas, we saw a rebound. And this is what I want you guys to understand when I'm doing these technical videos. But anyway, so we have the rebound. It comes back up to this area where we have some support. But now you can see this becomes a resistance area because it got knocked down. It came back down again. And look, it met the same area again. So this is what I mean by it has a support area. So now market closes. And of course, it was getting beat down even further into the after hours. But then it gapped up in the morning. But again, a lot of people started realizing the price action. Also, we got to take into consideration, it's getting near to the end of the week. This is on Friday. So we're going to have some sell-offs. And it sells off further. Sells off even further. And then as we get here on open at 9:30, you can see where the price is at $1.92. And then again, if we look here, where the RSI is right here, right? Look at that. We're at 38. So a lot of people are going to start buying in. We have a little bit of a move up, right? This is normal, especially in the first hour of market open. We're going to have, okay, there's a big sell-off, and then we're going to have a ride all the way up. People are buying in, thinking that they're getting good value. We also have a lot of day traders in this stock. SNDL trades at a high volume. That's another thing we need to understand as well. So when you have a lot of volume, there's a lot of demand, there's a lot of momentum, then we're going to have price action like this. So again, this is Friday. It's starting to cool off a little bit. Things are cooling off. But now we can see it's just consolidation all the way until the end of close. So what I want you guys to see here, look at this. What does that look like to you? That is a support area. That $2 area, as you can see, 203, 204, that $2 area has a lot of support. Because look at this. As we coming across, right? We have some support there. So if you're thinking to get in, here's what we need to look at. If it gaps down tomorrow, the next support level we got to look at, it looks like it has a little bit of support here at the $1.80, right? That's the $1.80 area. It looks like there's a little bit of support. If we move up even further, looks like we got some support around $1.92. So again, these particular areas are areas for possible entries. These are, again, this is the price targets where we're talking about if the stock gaps down. If you see this, the stock ends up gapping down even further, Again, these are just possible scenarios here. I'm not saying this is what's going to happen. We have $1.60 here, and I really do think around these areas, $1.60, the $1.60 could be 65, 69. Again, this is another area for support and where the price action can bounce off of towards the upside. And then the next area that we have is around $1.37. That's another support area. And then boom, we have another support area around $1.27, and we know we have a support area right here around $1.13, $1.16. So again, if you see these particular areas and these particular levels, if you're thinking long term, then by all means, you can start adding. Because again, over time, I still see that SNDL has some growth, especially when, again, the legislation in the United States ends up opening up and things start moving forward, right? So again, these are all support areas, great places where you can add, all right? That's what I wanted to let you guys know, all right? So you got to have some patience here. It all depends on how the momentum is going, how the volume is going. That will give you the answer. And you'll know where those price levels are at from where we talked about. So how about the upside? So as far as a gap up, or if the stock goes up, where can we see? So if we look here at the top, this is a resistance area. Look at this. This is a resistance area at $2.13. If we could pass this area of resistance, the next area, look at this, $2.29. That's the next area. We go up further, look, we got some support in these areas, $2.41. Now look at this, $2.60. So again, if it can pass $2.60, I'm going to tell you right now, the next area, looking at our chart, look at this, $2.80. So if it starts passing $2.80, going further, we're getting into that $3 range, and that's where things get interesting. Things get very, very interesting, especially if we even pass $3.15. Woo, look at this. So what I'm saying for tomorrow, if we see some momentum and there's a lot of volume and there's a lot of buying going, then definitely 220, 240, these are areas you want to see. As we can see, we have a resistance area right here at $2.30. So once we pass that, expect us to see 240. So that's one of the areas that you want to be looking for. Might be somewhere where you might be considering to take some profits if you're doing this on a short term or if you're doing this as a swing trader, all right? And if you want to decide to wait it out, again, this is a very volatile stock. You're going to have to really assess your risk management and see how that's going to work for you, all right? Anyone who's looking long-term or who's looking to add and so forth, again, it's at a fair value right now, right? So at $2, it's fair. I would say making sure that you don't put your whole entire position into the one trade. So what do I mean? If you have $1,000 and you want to spread that out, maybe you might want to wait for a dip, see if it gaps down. And we know what those particular areas are. We already covered that. So what that means, Monday, you might add $333. Wednesday, another $333. Friday, another $333. We call that dollar cost averaging. And just letting that sit. And then I guarantee, well, sorry, I'm not going to say guarantee. I'm going to say I know for sure for the upside, and as far as the cannabis industry, when legislations get passed and things are actually fully adopted, this stock can definitely get above this $2 range. Another question is, are there other better stocks that you could look at that are in the cannabis sector? Of course. But of course, the one thing about SNDL, it does provide you at a very, very reasonable cost in regards to the stock price and so forth. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed that technical analysis. And like I said, you got to look at the price action and see what the chart gives you. One thing that's really going to push this stock is pretty much catalyst news and stuff like that. And also volume. There needs to be a lot of interest, because if we have a lot of interest and there's a lot of buying going on, the stock will gap up to the areas that we covered. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. So there you have it. So definitely, as far as SNDL is concerned, I am going to have a small position, but my focus is for long term. I'm not really in it for the short term or even day trading it and so forth. Like I said in the technical analysis video, I gave you guys some areas that you need to look out for if you do plan on doing that. But for all my long-term holders and so forth, SNDL is not a bad look. And if you're using a dollar cost averaging strategy, then again, you're going to end up winning in the long term regardless. Because at the end of the day, we need to look at, hey, what risks are involved? what the future looks like and so forth. And as far as what the future looks like in regards to legislations, things opening up in the US and so forth, I can see SNDL might pay off, right? Especially in the medium to long term. So I do see the potential that is there, and it's part of the reasons why I'm not going to be heavily involved in regards to day trading this stock. Who knows? I might think about doing some swing trades here and there if I see opportunities open up. But for the most part, I do see that, you know what, this stock price can definitely start trending to the upside with everything and all the catalysts that are going, all right? And that's it. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll be talking to you tomorrow. Peace.